Patricia,
To attend.
Here was my phone.
Okay, now we're,
I think we're good now.
Welcome to the Schools and Education Committee meeting. Hello out there.
We need to see
We-
the attendees.
Yeah, let me see who is in attendees. I don't think, do we have a quorum?
We will have quorum if we have one more person. We have
Okay.
9. I think the committee listed here is 9.
Did I leave my Blair with us?
Your gloves.
Hi, bear with us. I think we're just waiting. I'll give it 2 more minutes. Hi, Rich.
Rich is here, so we have quorum.
All right, we have quorum?
no,
Okay.
you don't.
If we
Not
don't,
in person.
Rich can't, Rich,
wait.
doesn't count for a quorum.
Okay.
Unless
right.
these extraordinary circumstances. Do you have COVID, Rick?
Very circumstance, do not get your quorum, only a permanent or temporary disability, which is something that the law should change right away.
Yes.
Oddly enough, they didn't ask.
Okay, let's give it a few more minutes. And then we'll start the meeting. Bear with us. Thank you.
So you've got, do you have any presenters or panelists that are,
I'm waiting for State Senator Brad
Yeah.
Hoylman to
Oh,
You
join.
may call in.
He may call in.
well, he's in session and they're talking budget, so I'm.
That was the thing.
You gotta
But
take
he
it.
said he would try if he could.
Yeah.
Emma has neater handwriting than I do. This is the dangerous thing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put something inside, but I'll let you need anything.
Thank you. Bear with us, please.
Yeah. Did you already say?
Oh, and this is
You know?
turned on for your warmth and pleasure, but
Oh,
it
thank
is not
you.
something you want to touch.
Got it.
Hands up. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else here? Or is it?
I mean, we kind of need quorum.
We don't currently have quorum, so I'm just waiting for one more, hi Rich, one more committee member to show. It's 33. 3 more minutes.
You send any messages?
Um,
I think I have Matt's phone number. No.
You know, it just means that we will
introduce.
do a symbolic vote on the resolution as opposed to the committee vote.
You just do a committee vote over email or no?
No, we have to.
Where's Keen?
Keen's
Did she
usually,
write back?
no, and let me check.
This is why you have to shoot that in person.
Hi, Ella.
Hi, I'm Anya.
Nice to meet you.
Anya's a student leader. So
She's a VIP.
and my best friend's daughter. And my daughter's best friend.
You could be here.
Yeah, she was encouraged to attend as many community board meetings and other things as possible.
I love that. All right, so I think that what we should do is just proceed.
We can start the conversation and then
Yeah, that's true.
if we have,
Actually, I'm
not going to vote on the
resolution.
Okay. All right. It's now 6:35. I'm calling the meeting in session. My name is Patricia Laria. I am the committee chair for schools and education. I see Ann Hager, my vice chair, new vice chair for school. Welcome. Mark Fitzgerald to my right and Emma Smith, and we have Rich Kutchfuller on Zoom virtual world. Thank you for being. We had in the room, Mark Diller, our district manager. I don't see any elected officials yet as attendees. I'm gonna go over some housekeeping rules. Please be respectful to whoever is speaking. Please do not type derogatory comments in chat. We will keep the Zoom chat function open as long as it's adhered to throughout the meeting. Attendees will be on mute. Tonight, we will be discussing, the agenda is ensuring inclusive and safe school environments for all students. We are expecting State Senator Brad Hoylman to join us, but he is up in Albany and he'll be joining us virtually if he can show, or a representative from his office to discuss this. But we'll be talking about inclusions of guidelines for parents, for parent conduct and penalties in accordance with Chancellor Regs A832. I had shared the resolution with our committee members earlier today. We've heard from a lot of parents that,
Sorry.
Jonah in the attendees, let's elevate him. He's from Dad's office.
oh, okay.
Oh, Brad, Mark.
I don't think I'm a host on this meeting yet. Bear with me, I have to get permission from Mark Diller, District Manager.
What do you need?
We need to be able to promote.
Oh,
Oh, I got it. No worries. Should be able to do from either one. Here, let's use this one. Who are we promoting?
Jonah.
Did he leave?
he left.
Oh,
Why did he leave?
no.
Back, Jonah.
No, I'm going to rejoin in a minute, he says.
Okay.
Okay.
Jonah Rose, so from,
Meanwhile,
Okay,
let's-
and he's from State Senator Brad Hoylman, Eagles office.
you guys both a co-host.
Okay.
now you can do it from
From
here.
your computer. Should actually make me in too. Or do you know?
I don't have my laptop, I only have my phone, so,
Well then,
sorry.
okay, all right, well, you're all set.
Thank you. I was just waiting for elevated him.
Ask him to. Oh, he said, I'm going to rejoin in a moment.
Just,
Back.
Okay,
There we go.
so
welcome.
if there's dead air, can I provide a little report?
Oh, not on any emails we got today, right?
Yes, you want, you
No, we
guys
don't
can,
want to talk.
we don't want to talk. Okay.
Okay,
Make sure I'm not the only one knowing something.
No, I saw it.
Mara, do you want to introduce him?
Yes, Jonah, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, this is Jonah Rose. He is the Community Liaison and Legislative Aide for the Office of New York Senator Brad Hoylman Siegel. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, were we able to share our resolution with you with regard to,
We did not,
we did not, okay.
but we will.
Yeah, so just to preface all this, the senator was hoping to be here, but got, as it has sometimes happens, got pretty caught up in Albany. So I'm here, and in my capacity here, just to be transparent, is I'm basically, I'm taking notes for the senator. I'm not gonna issue any comments on behalf of the senator, but anything you'd want to get to the senator tomorrow morning,
Okay,
via me, just to be clear. Yep.
Okay, it would be wonderful. Can you speak to some of the bills that Senator Hoylman Siegel has put forth and passed to help support protections specifically for our LGBTQ plus kids?
Yeah, so let me tell you what the best way to do is I'll take kind of all these comments, and you're gonna have to give me a few minutes,
Sure.
get some materials ready, and just get those right back out to you.
oh, okay,
So the first one you're interested in, any legislation bills up in Albany regarding LGBT protections.
yes,
Yes.
Certainly,
Talking about the work. Yeah, that would be great.
for sure. Okay.
okay, wonderful. And I'll go over the topic of our meeting is ensuring inclusive and safe school environments for all students. And I sent around the resolution to our committee members earlier. Because we've been hearing from a lot of parents in our community of some bad behavior on SLTs, which are school leadership team in our district, community education councils in our district, and parent-teacher associations in our district. And we wanted to write this resolution that includes guidelines for parent conduct and penalties in accordance with Chancellor's Reg A 832. So that was the discussion that we were gonna have this evening.
I think basically the idea is holding parent leaders to the same level of expectations that we hold our students and our staff in our schools to. Making sure that the behaviors that would not be acceptable in students and staff are also not acceptable in parent leaders in positions of leadership in front of the community and the students and everybody else.
Well put, Anne.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
say your name for people. I don't know if Jonah knows who everyone is.
I'm Mark Fitzgerald, Community Board 2 member.
I'm Ann Hager, community board member
And vice chair.
and vice chair of schools
And
and
I'm Patricia
education.
Laria, the chair, and I'm a Smithers Committee member as well as Rich Achipola online.
I guess.
And then Mara's gonna comment.
Yeah, so I guess, Rich, did you get a chance to look at the resolution?
Yep, I've just been reading again. I read it before.
So there exists in the DOE regulations, Chancellor's regulations, three regulations that speak to, one is A 832, which deals with student to student harassment and bullying. And clearly lays out the guidelines, what's okay, what's not okay, and the penalties, and as well as, you know, if someone is accused, there is a path for them to defend themselves. If someone needs to report, there is a clear protocol on how to do that, who is going to review and investigate and all of that. A 830, that is the one that talks about school staff and faculty and their conduct, the expectations of conduct also regarding bullying and harassment. And as Patricia pointed out, you know, across the country, we're seeing, you know, a lot of parents in positions that deal directly with school districts, be that a PTA or a CEC or a PEP or an SLT or, you know, the high schools, council, citywide. I mean, we have so many parent bodies, right? That parents that serve, which is great. But, you know, where is that line as far as conduct? You know, we're seeing the identity of some of our students being denied and disparaged, and we want to make sure that parents are held to the same code of conduct that we expect of our children and the teachers. And it's just missing. So the regulations are there. We just want to uplift including parents in those regulations so that
They're very insufficient and vague codes of conduct that just don't seem to be coming up to the standard that we need them to come to make sure that parent leaders' behaviors are addressed when they're problematic.
Can I ask, what is the,
Emma Smith
yes, Smith, sorry, thank you. What
And-
is the,
and Matt.
Sorry, Matt's a little late.
Now we have quorum.
Now we have.
We have Laura.
I read through the resolution, I see the like stages warning stages, et cetera. What is the like enforcement body for this behavior?
It should be the chance. The Equity Council face. which is- Oh, look at that.
Hola, hola.
Hi, Ed.
There's equity council, there's FACE, which is the portion of the Department of Education that's outward facing
Okay.
to families. And then the chancellor, most of these things end up boiling down to the chancellor.
Okay,
Well, so if you read, for instance, D210,
okay.
did we put D210 in here?
That's the one I sent.
I think it's in the bottom. So that is another one, that's one of the four, D210.
And it's one of the, okay.
And that's the one that is
I see.
That's one clearly outlines exactly how it's reported, investigated, and,
Yeah, I have it right here.
you know, and I was reading D210 today and realized that once a complaint is filed, then 10 days later, there has to be a correspondence and acknowledgement, but there's no timeline for a decision. I would like to suggest that we add a 60-day decision timeline to D210.
Okay.
Because, you know, then it's just open-ended. I mean, people can remain in these positions of authority forever, you know,
Right.
indefinitely. And there's no correspondence beyond that. If somebody makes a complaint, you get to, and somebody made a complaint about you. So both parties, only the complainant and the accused are notified within 10 days, but they may not hear anything again for months and months and months or ever. So I feel like 60 days is reasonable. Yeah,
I like that. I guess we should write that in.
yeah, we'll write that in, D210.
It's the FACE Equity Council in answer to.
Not in here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I didn't get to click into all that supporting materials.
Equity Compliance Officer.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So there is a structure for, I mean, obviously with the different regulations, there's a structure for managing this sort of dispute, this sort of issue.
Yes.
And the general principle is we want that applied to,
Yes,
especially in
this is-
official capacity.
this is about parents. This
This one seems to be directly about. parents,
directly
right?
about parents.
Find legal guardians. Okay, cool. Perfect. So this is the,
It's just not necessarily being applied in any kind of timely manner or consistent way.
okay, that's actually, that's a helpful clarification. It's like this,
And in
it
addition,
exists. Okay,
in addition, the D210 citywide and community education council code of conduct and complaint procedures. Is that- Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at the bottom of the resolution.
Okay.
Putting it in the
Circulating.
chat.
and I have that open now. Thank you.
First putting it in the chat for everyone. It does not include student leadership teams. It does not include parent-teacher associations or PAs. I didn't, when I read it, did you read that in there? We want to amend it to include that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
It
remember.
does not include those bodies that, these positions are, parents are elected to, and they're serving in these, you know, capacities and.
sometimes appointed, they're not always elected.
Okay, all right.
That's like official capacity.
Yeah, so we want to amend that to include.
And it's not just the CEC, we're talking every parent body, so actually it would go into the main regs, right? Because eight,
It's Chancellor Regs A832. Maybe we should put that in the chat as well.
30 prohibits school staff. This is the one for school staff.
Okay,
I'm gonna put them all in the chat.
okay. So that's what we are, that's the focus of our resolution. Because we've been getting reports from parents that they don't even want to attend,
Yeah,
community education council meetings because they've become hostile and combative, personal attacks, and all, you know.
well, I mean, the issue.
What's in that
You
then?
know, the issue is you have a child, your child is, you know, from a traditionally marginalized group. And you go to these parent leaders who are supposed to be serving everyone. And you get to these meetings and you're hearing your child's identity being
question whether it is even exists.
it's even valid.
Right.
And it being called, you know, not nice things,
Combination.
abominations. So,
God.
oh yeah, it's bad.
Um,
So we want to make sure that these parents are held to the same standard as
if a
human
student,
beings.
yes. I see that, oh, Rich, you had your hand up. Did you answer?
Yeah, I was just wondering what the catalyst was for this and you explained it.
A simple catalyst, I mean, it's no secret what's going on around the entire country regarding the rights and protections of LGBTQ plus students. But when we began thinking about this, we did go and look at the regs and saw that parent conduct just was missing. So this is really to cure that deficiency. That's all.
Yeah. Straightforward,
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, the national stuff is very much playing out in our local community. Inside of the Community Board 2 district, we're seeing this stuff playing out.
Matt, did you have an opportunity to look over the resolution?
Reading it right.
Oh, okay, all right.
Does Jonah wanna, Jonah, have you had a chance to look over any of the legislation that might be relevant to this?
Yeah, so I'm still waiting to hear back on, get you guys like a proper write-up to leave with the board. I could start rattling things off, things we've been doing. I don't think that'll be as good use of anyone's time as like a nice clean. So just stay patient on that. I'll for sure, I'll drop that in the chat as soon as I get it.
Okay, all right.
Does anybody see anything that they'd like to add to the resolution?
I think the
We need-
60-day.
The 60-day?
Rich has something to say. Go ahead.
no, I'm
Rich.
just making sure I follow this. It goes through point 10, right? The reporting the acts. And then it's resolved and the further resolved and the finally resolved and the vote. And then what's below that?
Oh, those are my notes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I got it now.
We're working on it and
Yeah.
we wanted to present it to our committee, to the committee.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I was following it correctly. I figured those were notes or extra parts or,
Yeah,
and the different colored section.
yeah.
Got it.
I mean, if you see something that we should include, you could probably take that back and drop it into the
Yeah.
resolution. Does anything
Okay.
come to mind that you think we might be missing? Because we just want it to be straightforward. It's just amending,
Yeah, just keep it really simple.
keep it simple. I don't want it to be, too complicated. Okay.
I think this is clear.
I could add something if,
Oh, go ahead, Jonah.
yeah. So I think for this conversation, the most relevant legislation we have up in Albany is a Senate Bill number S2428, if anyone wants to look more into it. It was reintroduced a few weeks ago and it's now in the Education Committee. Essentially, that bill looks to require LGBT awareness curriculum. So it's looking to add via the you can read the text online, but via the commissioner trying to add language into our curriculum that promotes LGBT awareness, history, and understanding of marginalized groups, and to include LGBT folks in conversations about marginalized groups and histories. But yeah, S2428 I think would be the best
Okay.
matching.
Laura's gonna drop it into the chat.
Certainly.
Because, and already there is state law that does speak to this. But, and the DOE states in much of its literature, like we follow state law in regards to this, but again, we're missing.
It's not holding parents to that same standard.
Right, and
And
parents, we are all very active parents. We are in school buildings every day. We are on forums, publicly. We advocate, we're there. So, we spend a lot more time with the kids really than anybody, even their teachers. So, I think, that's why this is important. Go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead, Matt.
This is, I have questions on form. Where do notes begin? Sorry. I
Oh,
want to make sure
I
I'm
think
getting.
that's where I added I think that's basically the first four to include. Is that where it is?
hold on, let me go back to the.
Okay.
And there's
perfect.
the links on.
I want to make sure I'm tracking. So I don't think just on it's just about where it comes in the resume. I don't think the second or third or fourth or sixth resolve
Oh,
are actually resolves.
They might be whereases.
Yeah, because a resolve would, this is gonna be annoying. A resolve should have CB2 as the
Yeah.
the thing doing the thing. Like
Okay.
it's not the object, what's the first, what's the
Oh.
I go to the park, what's I?
Subject.
The subject of the, thank you, it has to be the subject of the sentence.
I see.
CB2. CB2.
Encourages parents to adhere, or,
Okay.
reaffirms that parents should adhere
So.
to. Yeah, it's just,
CB2 believe. I think, is that not strong enough because there's not an action?
falls on all parents.
Yeah, but the resolution isn't going to all parents, it's going to the DOE, tell them to include this in their regs.
So I think we're calling on the DOE, instead of it being about the parents' actions, we're calling on the DOE to
Hold parents, yes,
hold parents to these and make it part of the regs.
hold on
Did you,
Chancellor David Banks and the New York City Department of Education to hold parents serving on SLT, CEC, and we're gonna actually add all of the parent bodies that, because there are a million of them, there's from high schools, there's like a ton.
CCHS and
Like,
Yeah.
SE
We're gonna
and
put all the acronyms in.
right. Is that also the language you want in the resolves, Matt? CB2 calls on the chancellor, David
Well, it should
Banks.
be in each one if we're gonna make them a resolve. Can any of them be moved up to a whereas? Let's look at them. So the penalty should be
The
implemented.
penalties should, unless we're encouraging the penalties, I think the penalties, that's because we're just reciting facts.
Yeah. It should be like the same penalties and course of action, what is it? What is the word? Protocol?
the penalties are gonna be different because it's parent leaders, because it's a little bit, it's different from like a student.
Right, because.
Member.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna remove students from, you're not gonna remove students from,
Well,
being
would it be the
students.
same as the teachers? Because what they're doing with the teachers is no, under D210, it's removal or some sort of,
We're asking, there's steps for D210. There are like the three things that they can do for parents. There's like a warning and a cease, whatever, and then there's removal or there's suspension. I think those are all the options that they have listed there. But what we're asking, the main ask isn't to change necessarily what the outcomes would be, but to change who it applies to. Because we're saying we want it to apply beyond the citywide councils to SLTs and PTAs and PAs, right?
Right.
so we want D210 to include all.
Yeah.
Parent-led official bodies that work directly with the DOE or inside school buildings. And for 832, we want to include parents, those same bodies.
Yeah.
So it's actually two regs that we just want them to plot parents.
So let's make that the two resolves. Doesn't have most.
Could you highlight what you called out so that I can fix it after?
I don't have comment access.
Oh,
That's you.
no, I don't actually, I could.
Ask you all out.
let me,
Do I own it?
Well, I don't really need it.
You don't have permission to share. Oh, no, that was a share.
hold on, I want you to be a commenter.
I've requested it.
All right. Oh. I think you're an editor as well.
He's a commenter. Do you want to write it in?
No, commenting is perfect. Like, that way I can't screw it up.
Emma,
And Emma,
It's all
do
good. I'm
you
happy
need
to.
access to it? Would you like access to the resolution to make
Yeah, sure.
comments? Add Rich as well.
Yeah, let me just see if I'm,
I see Edma as well. Yeah,
I see. I can read it. You're saying, can I access it to change it?
you can
yeah,
comment.
that you
Oh,
can
there.
comment,
I
yeah,
see it there. I got it.
okay.
I think the best way to incorporate what Matt's saying is just to change the two, be it resolves to those 2 points, like add the SLTs, PAs. What do you think?
Yes,
And Matt, does that meet what you're saying?
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, that's okay. If we change the 2 to make it 2 resolves, and the 2 resolves are that CB2 requests that SLTs, PTAs, leaders within the building be added to the what was it? What number is it?
832,
No, that one too, that one
and
and
D210.
D210.
yeah,
Perfect.
Those are concrete too.
Yeah.
They're very concrete, specific asks.
right.
All right,
You
so
want to move the other ones to the whereas or just?
Are they repeats of what's in the whereas?
all right, so include,
As long as they're not repetition of what's already in.
parent. I mean, they're not necessarily parent, well, I guess they're parents. Sitting parents sitting. Sitting on official bodies,
Or serving.
bodies, parents sitting on official bodies that work with the DOE. And
School leadership too, right?
yeah, SLTs are in there, right?
No, but I'm saying and school leadership, like,
Oh, DOE, school leadership, yeah, that's good. Or should we say administration?
sure, school administration.
Admin. Okay, let's just put it all in there. So nothing gets missed.
Right.
And or, what was the other one? Within the school building? And or students, actually.
Yeah.
What is-
Those, yeah.
Interact with student, and what is that wording? And or students, I mean, it seems. Sitting in official bodies or because PTAs address students all the time and.
I think you can say in the school context or like in the school building or something so that it's like, I mean, we're not asking for parents who are like having a play date with their other kids, you know, friends at the park. We
Right.
can't regulate
Yeah.
what their opinions are on these things, but we can when they're in a position of leadership in the school.
Right.
Yeah.
We should also say virtually too, because some meetings are done virtually.
Didn't we put that in there? I thought that it was in there
Yes.
because it was social media,
We supported virtual spaces.
yeah. But there was.
What number was
also-
it?
5.
Number 5, okay.
And 8 is bullying encompasses various forms such as physical violence, stalking, aggressive gestures, threats, blah, 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 blah. And offensive material distributed via email, online platforms, or in print.
Yeah, I think the online platform thing is also an important thing.
It's very important.
Yeah,
I mean, especially, you know, our kids have access to this stuff.
They do, and they see it and they look up, they go up and on Twitter and look for people and on whatever social media and look for these parent leaders and see what they have to say.
Right.
Exactly. So, all right, students and
Or at least some of them do.
all chancellors, regulations, and then we'll chancellors, is it 2 or 1? Regulations that address the issue, or should we just say this one, and this one?
Well, I think you can say all of them such as, so that you include the specifics, so that we're very clear that we, at least these ones that we've cited, there may be other ones we don't know about that this should be incorporated into, but I think we're very clear on these, the ones that we've looked at, it definitely needing to be added into.
Okay, include parents,
Okay.
parents and official bodies that work with the DOE, school administration, faculty, and students, and all chancellor regulations that provide protocol,
Codes of,
To
code of
address-
conduct and protocol for,
codes, or guidance of conduct, codes of conduct. It's not really a code, it's.
I think it's called the code of conduct, though. I'm pretty sure when I looked it up, at least the D 210, isn't it called? It is, it's
Oh, it's-
code of
all right.
conduct, yeah.
Codes of conduct,
And that chancellor's regulation isn't called a code of conduct, but it may be within it.
all right, codes of conduct, to provide codes of conduct for school staff. Will that encompass administration and faculty? Or should we say administration? No, school staff and students. Provide codes of conduct for new in regards to, in relation to, you guys are just staring at me.
I'm
I
waiting.
was
for the
actually
rest
staring
of
at the
the-
map.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the remainder of the sentence before I comment.
Relation. Clean this up, it's getting wordy, it's getting too wordy for me, in relation to bullying and harassment.
And discrimination. I mean, I think that's,
And just,
I'm gonna say discrimination, bullying. And harassment.
how are we gonna address what Matt brought up about the resolve and the therefore be it that he thinks is a whereas, verbal warning, written warning?
It can be resolved. I take no
How do we
position
change this then?
by, which one are you referring to?
Resolve that specific penalty shall be implemented for parents found in violation of Chancellor Regs A.
What do you want to do with it? Do you
I
want,
want to make it a result, I want it to be a result, but I want to change the wording to
Well, what-
include.
what do you want to have happen to those penalties? Do you want them to be implemented?
Yes,
Okay, so CB2 encourages the implementation of,
so once we've said that we're saying that the parents should be added to it, then we're saying then that also they need to follow through with the penalties when these things happen.
specific.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't bring my computer.
oh wait. That doesn't read right.
I mean, I can look on my. phone.
To be
I
implemented.
just want to running.
Here you go.
Okay, great. Are there any other questions from attendees or other committee members? If I feel like
It could be a really short meeting.
I mean, I feel like this is our business session that we're working through. Jonah, have you seen any other legislations that we might be able to add to this?
Yeah, so thanks for queuing me in. I'm gonna, as I said, I was trying to keep this nice and organized rather than just rambling. So I have a little PDF here. I'll drop in just to spotlight three things. I'll just give you a brief overview. One's the Modern Families Act, which focuses on kind of non-traditional families. The second one is anti-discrimination requirements in schools, updated guide. It basically pushes pushes districts to update their guidelines. You can read more in the bill. And the third that I spotlighted was just the Trans Safe Haven Act, which was signed into law last year.
That was
Also
big.
doing. So I'll put that into the chat. And I've been listening, specifically your concern about holding parents accountable to a similar set of standards and guidelines that we hold students to. And tomorrow I will chat with the senator and see maybe I'm missing something. And this has been a conversation. There is legislation pending with this sort of thing. And get his thoughts on it. And hopefully that'll be delivered back to you.
Thank you, Jonah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Any questions from our committee members for Jonah?
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, and thank the senator for allowing you to join our meeting and
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I can't drop that PDF because of just sharing issues. So I just copied and pasted. That's in there.
okay,
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
thank you,
Thanks,
Jonah.
everyone. Have a good night.
All right, good night.
Good night. Yeah, the
Um,
anti-discrimination one, that's the one I sent to you guys, I think, that seemed to be in committee and hadn't
Yeah.
passed from like the summer, I think.
okay. All right,
I think we should reference those.
So we could add that as another resolve, is that we encourage city council, or not city, state senate to
pass.
pass.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think that could be a third one. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like if this is going to the chancellor, it should go to the chancellor.
All right, fine.
I mean, we do a double.
And then when
a
it
double reading.
passes, then we can revisit it and support it.
That, we could do that, although I don't, you mean when it passes education?
When it passes in the education
Once
committee,
it's passed, once it goes, it's gonna go to the full council, I mean, the full senate.
the full Senate, yeah. I'm gonna, if there are no other questions from attendees or other committee members, I'm gonna start business session. So we can finish working on our resolution.
Darlene, do you have a question?
Darlene, thank you for coming. You're always welcome.
Always welcome.
Have any questions for us?
No.
No, seeing none. I also,
Do you have any questions?
do you have a question for us, our youngest member?
So obviously I haven't.
So your
Oh,
name?
sorry, my name is Anya Braven. So obviously I haven't read the resolution and I don't know if you've already addressed this, but the bullying and harassment that you've mentioned, does that only apply to the LGBTQIA plus community or other kinds of harassment as well?
That's a
Really good.
really good question.
It does actually encompass everybody.
It's basically all kinds of discrimination based on
Height is in there, weight is in there, gender, race, any kind of identity. The color of your hair. I mean, it really is, everything is in there.
I have a quick question for you. How would you feel as a student seeing parent leaders? What would be your feeling if you saw a parent leader showing sort of a disrespect for a particular group? I mean,
Well, I feel like parent leaders are supposed to kind of represent the student community in a fair way. And so if they showed prejudice towards one group of people or made like unfair or prejudiced, I guess, comments against another group of people, I feel like that really wasn't representing the student community well and would therefore reflect that on them and on the school in general.
Anya, are you here campaigning for something or?
Thank you. Thank you.
That was wonderful.
This one's sharp while the rest of us are sundowning.
yeah.
She's doing important work at her
You
school.
are.
If you want to explain. do you wanna-
Tell why I got you.
Well, I'm part of the middle school leadership council and I'm working on trying to get like well, first of all, they told everybody there to try to attend as many community board meetings as possible, which is part of the reason that I'm here. But I also am working with several other people from the middle school leadership council to try to get leftover packaged food from school lunches and well, if we can do it possibly restaurants to go to food pantries, homeless shelters, and other anti-hunger organizations. Cause yeah,
Anya, what grade
That's a
are you?
really, really good call.
I'm in 7th grade.
Wow, the
My
future.
daughter's best.
I'm impressed. Thank you for coming. So now that you see the workings of the community.
This is a choice. You didn't even like have to come here because of scheduling. I just assumed, yeah.
She asked to come.
Awesome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I have to drag mine.
Maybe we can support her work at some point in the future.
Future, yes, definitely. Come back to the community board.
Okay, I will.
We'll write a reso in support of,
That's-
I'll write a resolution in support of like your, I don't care, like your favorite tree at this point.
It's bigger than that, Matt.
I know, I'm small minded.
She's thinking bigger, so if she comes up with a good idea for something that could
Yeah.
really benefit our community, maybe we can
Yeah, support it.
invite her to come back.
You know what,
Yes.
we always do our high school forum, but I wonder, like, maybe we need a state of our schools forum with the kids,
Right,
let's hear from students,
yeah,
actual students.
in
I
our
mean,
community.
I would love to do that. Should we do that?
So
When
how
would
could
be the best time for us to do that?
Well, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else. Yeah,
interesting concept. Let's start.
Panel of kids and will you help us put together topics and an agenda?
yeah, definitely.
All right.
And you're 2 years away from membership, I believe.
Here's,
Wait, seventh grade, no,
she's 12.
oh, seventh grade.
4 years away from membership. My math is very good.
Okay, well, if there are no other questions, thank you, Anna, for coming. Anya for coming. And we will start our business session. If there should be, everyone's had a look at the resolution, we've been working on it all meeting. Please, I'm going to, since we have quorum, I'm gonna do a preliminary vote, or is there some other comments?
Have we edited in all of the
I'm
feedback?
getting the whole list of all of the parent bodies. I had a whole list earlier. All right, CCHS, CCSE, CCELL, CCD 7.5. Wow. And then all of the CECs. We also need the PEP.
The PEP is Panel for Education Policy. And that body is appointed by, there's, I guess.
I have a whole bunch of people.
The borough president, the mayor appoints people to that, and those, it's like a higher level of the school board, PTA. And so that's what we're gonna be including. But I just don't wanna, it's 7:18, and we've been working on this resolution, but I just wanna get like a vote going, and then we'll work on this after to clean it up before we submit it to exec and then full board. So, is that good enough? I'm gonna call for a vote on this reso.
Yeah.
All right, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So that's, okay, awesome. Thank you, Rachel.
I feel like
Ed,
Do what Matt
Ed Ma.
Ed.
Oh.
Is he asleep?
All right, maybe I should call him.
Maybe he has the sound off.
He might have muted us.
Oh,
Ed? But the unit, okay, let me call him.
He seems to have walked away, right?
No,
No, there he is. There
I
he is.
see him, but he's not. Ed, we're taking a vote on the resolution.
you're on mute, Ed.
Could you unmute? Tell us if you're in favor.
can you unmute him?
Can we unmute?
I've asked him to unmute like 10 times.
Should I call him?
No,
Just either thumbs up, thumbs down. No. He just,
Did he do a thumbs up?
He gave a big thumbs down and then stormed out.
Oh, he unmuted for a second.
Hi,
no, you did it.
yay,
Hi,
hi, we're
Yeah, okay.
we're
Yes.
voting on the resolution now, and the majority of the committee is in favor of this of this resolution. Are you in favor too?
yes, of course, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you, very honored, yes, thank you.
Okay, Ed, thank you.
Wonderful.
And we'll circulate it before we submit it to exec,
But yeah, the final.
before we do the final. So with that said, since there are no more comments, new business, anything you want to bring up in new business for school?
No.
No? No? All right. I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
So move it all in favor, aye. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for
Thank you,
writing the
thank you.
resolution. Thanks for raising the issue.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Short one for you. I like that.
Short one, you're lucky.
You come every week now, every month.
Thank you.
She made very good company for me to walk over. We were talking politics and
All right.
education
Good
policy.
night, Ma, Erin. We'll see you virtually. Bye, good night. Thank you, Darlene.
Good night.
Good night.
Right, well, that was,
You're the host.
Oh, I need to end it?
Oh, no. He's the.
I just left. The meeting was adjourned at what time?
7:20.
Actually, I have a question for you all that is not new,
Well,
but it's just. There's
我讲了 support，
newsletters that you all
这
keep
都
up.
support。我是 join, of course join the whole group.
Again, like.
Of course
issues.
support the group.
you can definitely read about some of the stuff that we're doing, like, by reading like Chalkbeat. Chalkbeat's a pretty good news org, but the thing is that I think a lot of this stuff, I find out about by,
One.
Okay.
which are a little painful, or actually, if you're not.
We're all adjourned.
Or in jail. The replays of them, you can watch.